Alright, Liaison, we are back into the game. I think I will take the intros for this one. We are on Overgrowth LE in the bottom left-hand corner from Prometheus Gaming, the team captain himself. We have Kingdom. And on the top right corner from Imperative Gaming, the Pink Terran player, another TVT here. We have Greg.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we have Prometheus Gaming taking an early 1-0 lead here tonight. It's week number 3 of the Top Dog League, and if you're wondering if you came in to watch TL Strat and Saga, the reason why that is not being casted is those teams came in a little bit too close to the wire, and we wanted to make sure that we had something for you guys to cast. So that is why we ended up going with this matchup tonight. It's going to be 5 games total, regardless of the outcome, because again, these teams are playing for points. They're not just playing for basically the best of 5 victories. So 5 games tonight. Really excited to cast them. And again, we've got a gas first coming out here. Another TVT. So another gas first, this time from the Imperative player.
Ooh, my day has been so full of TVT. I was watching WCS Europe earlier, and it was just Harstrom beating all the Terrans, and then just all the Terrans fighting amongst themselves. It was a little crazy.
Well, it's finally the year of Harstrom, so at least we've got that going for us.
Oh, it only took a few years to get there, but okay, so the early guess from Greg, once again, might see Banshees, might actually see Reapers this time. Reapers really annoying to deal with, especially if you're not getting out a lot of Marines quickly. And, oh, Greg delaying Kingdom's barracks a little bit there.
Yeah, just being really annoying with that SCV. I would expect, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Kingdom gets a Reaper out here. He's got that barracks rallied across the map as well, so pretty telltale sign that the first 50 gas he gets goes right into that Reaper. So Greg, on the other hand, a Marine and a factory. Now, he's almost certainly going to be going for a starport after this and a second refinery to follow. What's going to be really important for him is to make sure that he scouts that this Reaper is coming, respects it enough, and especially with this reactor going down, he's going to need to get at least one Hellion out in order to deal with this. I'm not sure if the factory is going to just lift off onto the reactor and double produce Hellions, or what exactly he's got planned at the moment.
Well, the Reaper is out. It's traveling across the map, and we got this little SCV in the top left-hand corner here. We're going to keep an eye on him, see if he doesn't throw down a proxy starport or something. But, yeah, Greg's going to need to get something out to handle this Reaper. There is only one Marine, and a Marine cannot handle a Reaper one-on-one.
Yeah, not even close. Even if the Reapers couldn't regenerate shields, they still can't. So, anyway, though, Greg is playing pretty safe here back at home. He's getting the double Marines out and a Hellion, so any further Reaper harassment, which isn't coming, but if it were, he would be pretty safe against it. Hellions do really well against Reapers, and there is, in fact, that Stargate going down on the back end here, but just one gas. So I think this is going to be a Marine Hellion drop that we're going to be seeing here. Lots of Marines, lots of Hellions, kind of abusing the position just outside of the natural ramp into the main. You just kind of rally your Hellions down on the low ground there, lift off your Marines, and just create a really annoying situation for Kingdom to have to engage into.
Now this Hellion scaring away this Reaper, giving Greg the map control he needs to be able to do what he's trying to do. There's the medevac right there coming out of his little hidden starport, so we are going to see a Hellion Marine drop. And, well, what does Kingdom have to defend against? He has a couple Marines and a Reaper. That's not exactly going to stop Hellions and a handful of Marines.
And with the bunker on the low ground, again, not going to help him a ton here. He's more concerned about some sort of frontal aggression, but pretty clearly here as the medevac boosts over the army and picks up a couple Hellions and 4 Marines. Now, this is going to be an attack on the backside here. And with a lack of vision in the back corner of his base here, Kingdom may not even see the medevac coming in.
Oh, this could do so much damage if Greg does not, or if Kingdom does not react well. And there's the drop right there, already starting to take out SCVs. SCVs pulled offline. 2 Hellions coming in to help, but there's some Marines here for Greg to fight off Kingdom's Hellions.
Yeah, and the Reaper does go back in on the main base of Greg, and Greg has only killed a few workers here, 3 in total, but as far as unit retention is concerned, all his units survived. So it's basically 3 workers for free. He also sent a unit up to the front here into that, or to check out that bunker. Everything's been pulled from it. He may be able to focus it down before units come in. The Marines come forward. Hellions are going to scare this away. But the medevac swoops on in. Hot pickup there. If you didn't get that achievement yet, he just got it. I think there may just be too much army here, but with the medevacs, the healing of the Marines is just going to make this so much more formidable. Before Hellions, I think, will clean this up, and in fact it will, as the medevacs pick up the remaining 6 Marines, and we'll figure out where they're going to go next.
Greg putting on a lot of pressure here, but Kingdom handling this very, very well. They're both really even in units lost, while Greg actually splits his medevacs to try and drop on both mineral lines. Hellions being pulled only one direction. SCVs are getting killed at the Kingdom's natural here.
Yeah, and this is what Greg needs here. As you can see, he has no natural even started here. Kingdom, a couple SCVs ahead, and he can constantly produce workers 2 at a time. So as he begins to stabilize, add this extra infrastructure in these 2 additional barracks, and continues to produce Hellions, I think this attack is going to be thwarted, and we'll just see Kingdom within the next 3 to 4 minutes of game time just skyrocket as far as his army supply, and he shouldn't be able to just walk across the map and continue to contain his opponent. Greg does seem to be turtling up a little bit here, putting a siege tank up on the high ground, and well, that's going to send these Hellions back towards the watchtower.
Kingdom's been supply blocked for a little bit, and there's no defending forces over here for Kingdom, and this drop just comes right back into his mineral line. Kingdom's just going to start losing SCVs, and who else knows what, because there's still stuff here.
A huge hit there from that Hellion. A total of 13 workers have now been killed. That was the connection that he needed. And again, these drops are doing a little bit. What they're really doing is keeping Kingdom back at home and really stressing his multitasking. Still no expansion, though, here from Greg, but he's been able to, with his harassment, keep his opponent even in the worker count. And you can see with the Banshee out now and a second Banshee finishing, siege tanks as well, he's ahead in army supply, 42 to 25, and despite the fact the Kingdom has had an expansion this entire time, Greg's done an awesome job stressing the multitasking and killing just enough harvesters to really not make that expansion pay off.
Yep, Greg opting for a really aggressive one-base style, punishing Kingdom's early attack. Ooh, this is the second time he got supply blocked, really, for this length of time, and another drop in the main, while aggression at the front door with a couple siege tanks. Oh man, I don't think Kingdom's going to be able to hold this off.
Yeah, these Vikings will shoo away these Banshees, but with these 2 siege tanks here and the drop in the back, sending SCVs packing as well, I am not sure how Kingdom is going to be able to handle all of this. Is he going to be able to cancel the stim? I think he certainly will be, and now even finally feeling comfortable enough to get an expansion of his own. 4 Hellion drop into his mineral line, though, could be extremely problematic. He's got a siege tank and 2 Marines to help him defend. He's also engaging at the natural and the main here, so both players basically standing off here. I think this is the last hope here for Kingdom, trying to kill off these workers. He's killed a lot of harvesters here, 10 in total, reducing Greg's total to 15. But how in the world is he going to engage this army slicer?
Without much of an army, Greg does have nearly double the supply of Kingdom, and Kingdom's doing his best to hold on, but most of his supply is in workers. He has 31, Greg has only 15. And Greg's still only 5 supply under. These siege tanks are just killed the natural for Kingdom. He didn't even lift that off.
2 seconds away with Cloak as well. This really should be the nail in the coffin. Just 1 orbital. It does have enough for a scan, but this is not what he wants to be using that orbital for at this point in time. But again, that drop did do enough here that Greg is not going to be able to reinforce this push. But I think Greg did the damage that he needed to a certain extent, because he killed off the natural of his opponent while building his own natural. He is way behind in workers, however, so he's going to need to basically avoid any sort of counterattack here. But again, the army supply advantage of those siege tanks and Marines come forward, puts him in, I think, a pretty good spot here. It's exactly where he would want to be. A siege tank sieging up on the low ground, Marines and tanks walking up on the high ground. GG is called, and Imperative Gaming evens up the score 1-1. Greg